Hello everybody, I'm very delighted to talk about you today about Berlin. Thank you very much, Esther and Lina. Please, could you present yourself, very simply?
Hello, my name is Esther. I'm a fashion tech designer from Berlin, and I create textile sensors which you can activate music with and integrate LEDs also into textiles and doing kids fashion also.
Hi, my name is Lina, and first of all I would like to thank FashionTechDays to invite me today, and yeah, also thanks to Fabrice to get this nice round table together.
Yes, unfortunately Thomas is stuck at the hotel. He has to finish a very important paper today for the European Commission. But maybe if he finishes before 5 o'clock, he will be there for talking with us. But for now, I am with two ladies, and we'll talk about Berlin with a generally qualified of capital fashion tech. Why? We're talking about Berlin. Could you explain us?
Yeah, so a lot of fashion tech is happening right now in Berlin, and I think for once Berlin is blooming right now. A lot of people are coming to Berlin from all over the world. It's a great city, and a lot of things are happening. A lot of innovation is starting to come together in Berlin. So also fashion tech, since it's something new, more and more people are starting to develop and work on their ideas in Berlin.
Isa, your point of view?
Yeah, maybe there's a long history in creative theme in Berlin, and a lot of disruptive situations like the German War, and so there's a lot of free space to fill with creativity, I think.
Okay, perfect. Like you are a designer, we will talk about design. How you integrate design within a wearable? That's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So how I integrate the electronics. So maybe I start with my idea of fashion and textiles. So maybe for me it's really important that I can wear it and it's breathable and it looks nice, not self-made. So a little bit professional, and you can have fun with, not to control yourself, your breath or your fitness. It's more about fun, because fashion is not so like hard work. It's more about express yourself, communicate to other people, yeah.
Okay, but how you can qualify your work? Well, what is the singularity of your work? How you can qualify it? Try something.
Yeah, maybe it's, I go from the point of kids fashion, so you can play with it, so, and give my fashion a special.
Okay, great, perfect, thank you. And Lina, so how you integrate design within wearable?
Yeah, okay, so my background is not in fashion, it's actually in engineering. So I was always fascinated by all the machines and what they are capable of, and I started using 3D printers and laser cutters, and I guess that's one really important part of working on new designs. I always want to learn something new, and that's why I wasn't satisfied just going into the clothing industry and working on a new white t-shirt or new blue jeans. I wanted to work on something new, and yeah, I was super excited when I got in touch with e-textiles for the first time and started to use a microcontroller and started programming, worked on interactive designs, and I guess that's part of my work, or how I identify it, that I always learn something new, so it has to be challenging for me.
Okay, perfect. What's your opinion between the differences between the fashion tech community in Berlin and in France?
It's for sure the history, because Paris yeah, it's the city with so much high fashion and all haute couture houses. And we probably have a few in Berlin, but you can't compare the fashion scene in Berlin to the fashion scene in Paris. Yeah, on the other hand, many designers are more creative and probably they want to try something new. And that's why it's yeah, so different.
Yeah, maybe the French fashion business is working much better than the German fashion business. Or do you think? Yeah. So you need always a little disruption to create something new, like you can see in the German automobile industry. So like it worked for a long time, really great, and they don't need to do any changes. So now they are back.
Okay, I would like to know how the fashion tech scene in Berlin could collaborate with the fashion tech scene in France. How we can do it concretely?
How we can collaborate?
Exactly.
I guess it just starts by sitting here with you.
Perfect, I love it.
And yeah, us coming from Berlin. And I mean, in the last, during the last events, I met more and more people from France who are also coming to Berlin to get to know the fashion tech scene. And on the other hand, there are more events in France, yeah, popping up here and there.
Okay. Isa? Yeah, the same thing. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I would like to know also, when you decide to create something new, what is your process of creation? Could you explain us?
Okay, sure. So yeah, like I said, I'm always one to learn something new, and most of the time I look for inspirations online. I look on tech blogs. I look on the website of my favorite electronic online shops if they have new sensors or new microcontrollers, and then when I see something really exciting, I'm just going to order it, and then I start prototyping first. So I connect it, I see if I even like it or not, I see if it would work for wearables or for a new design. And yeah, once that's all figured out, then I start looking for inspirations, for example, in nature. I think nature is great, and we can learn so much from it. And just putting it all together. I don't necessarily work with mood boards, but I have a Pinterest board, which also works.
Perfect. Isa?
Yeah, sometimes it starts with an idea. So I imagine what would I love to have. So I doing research about the techniques I need to buy and create that. And sometimes it starts with the technology in the beginning, and then I start to find an aesthetic way to build it up and integrate it into the textiles.
Okay, thank you very much. I know that you are also a teacher in school. Could you explain us if it is important for you to teach new things for kids or for adults? How you do it?
Yes, so indeed I'm also a teacher, and I actually published 3 books about software, programming, and microcontrollers. 2 of them are more for adults, so they are about wearables and electronic textiles. But 1 is dedicated to 8 years old and up, because it's really important that they learn how to use electronics or even software, because they are growing up in the digital age. And this was a really nice book. It's a microcontroller which is developed for kids, really, really easy to program. So I can just, I'm also trying to get more and more adults to just sit down and try it. And I was teaching workshops over the last few years, and now I'm really happy that I actually, for one, teach fashion technology at one design school in Berlin, but also working at the interface lab of the University of Applied Sciences in Potsdam. It's more about physical computing and laser cutting, but still the same direction.
Thank you very much. Isa?
So maybe, when you grow up, you don't believe you can do everything, but if you are a child, it's really possible. So you find solutions to create things, and you believe you can do this, and so maybe it's about wake up the inner child again.
Okay, thank you very much. In Fashion Tech, we talk very much about aestheticism, and for example, we imagine that Fashion Tech in the future is a robot with steel, but I would like to know your point of view about this kind of aestheticism, like in Blade Runner. It's very about futurism, but maybe Fashion Tech is something like we wear every day. What do you think about it?
Maybe I've found out that a lot of fashion tech pieces are inspired from science fiction movies from the 70s. And if you think about it, the rules of women and men are totally different to now. And maybe we need more connection to this, the now, and the roots of us and the situation of now. So yeah, there's a long way to go.
Exactly right. Lina?
Yeah, and I also think that once we are all wearing it, we are not talking about fashion tech anymore. We just talk about regular clothes, which we buy in stores.
Okay. For now, the fashion tech area or scene is only B2B on expense. How we can touch the majority of the people? How we can do it?
By making it, just the function or the garment to as easy as possible to use. So whenever it comes with a manual, so we have to read about how to use our fashion tech piece, it's gonna be way too complicated for a lot of the consumers. So it needs to be just really easy handling, and I guess that would help to make it more bigger.
Okay.
And cheaper.
Super. Okay. Recently, Google has launched Project Jacket. What's your opinion about this jacket for the mass market? No opinion? Okay.
Yeah, so I actually had the pleasure to test it, and I was wearing the jacket, and it felt great. It was really comfortable, and if you are looking for a really nice jeans jacket, I can highly recommend it. And also the interface between the wearable part and just a regular garment is great, because Levi's wanted to stick to their roots. They wanted to keep just making a jeans jacket, and then it was really nice how they teamed up with Google and integrated conductive threads into this jacket. And if you have I don't know who saw it already, but you have a little, it looks like a USB port, like a USB stick, and you just plug it into the jacket. It's a push button, and everyone knows how to use a push button, which makes it great. And everyone knows how to plug in a USB stick, so it's super easy to use.
No? Sure? Okay.
Yeah, maybe one question about this jacket, because it's not really overall intelligent and smart, and the technology is just here in the sleeve.
Yeah.
So why you need a jacket?
I think you're right. You're right, completely. Exactly, and it's very expensive. By the way, I'm wondering, I would like to know your vision of the future of the fashion tech. It's your turn.
So the future of fashion tech is
yes,
hopefully to communicate more with each other, to give new opportunities to get in contact with other people, and bringing communication to another level. I don't know how it will look, but I hope it.
Okay, perfect.
And also to have more classes in universities to actually teach how to use all these great tools and machines, and yeah, there are many design schools, and they don't have access to a laser cutter, but it's a great tool to work on nice designs.
Okay. Now FashionTech makes connection with medtech, with luxury tech. Finally, maybe the FashionTech scene is missing something, because we are not talking about textile, but material. We are collecting data, we are selling data. Because smart textile, it's only about data. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many great textiles, smart textiles, so many opportunities and options, and in the end, we are missing way more people who are interested in making something using all these tools we have and just turning it into something nice and also aesthetic. We have so many engineers which make great products, but we all know nobody is going to buy it or is even interested. Yeah, if it doesn't look really nice and has a nice interface.
Okay, thanks.
So the data theme. Yeah, maybe you can use the data theme and to make money out of data, and maybe your jacket will earn money for you one day, and you get money back from your jacket because of the data, hopefully.
Okay, maybe. In France, the retail tech is very mature, but the fashion tech about material, about textile, with fashion tech designer is, how I can say that, only the beginning. How we can help fashion designer to grow, to create new product, to create product for the mass market, like Google. What do you think? How we can help you?
Money?
Money, okay. If you have money, you can come back just after for that.
Yeah, and also providing them the platforms and encourage them to cooperate with engineers or software engineers, material scientists. Many people are afraid of getting into this field because they don't know anything about it, but in the end you don't need to know everything. There are so many great people who can help you, and they are, yeah, I've only made good experiences. Everyone is always super happy to help you out.
Okay, but in Berlin for now, it's something very new to live with a city with a lot of music, with a lot of electronics. I think that the singularity of a city, for example, in Paris, it's quite boring for going out. I'm sure that, but in Berlin, a lot of artists are living with a quality of life. In my opinion, it's the main goal that people are living in Berlin. What's your opinion about that?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of, the art scene is huge in Berlin, and people are still enjoying their lives. I think half of the people living there are actually freelancers, and they always take half a day off. So you find many people just enjoying. Also, Berlin is known for all their clubs and a huge party scene. I guess that's also part of it.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So we have talked about design, about aesthetics, about the future of the fashion tech. But now, concretely, how we can work together with the people who are here today? How we can do it?
Well, everyone in Paris, in France, if they're here today, they can come up to us, and then we can just talk about some more collaborations, opportunities, how to work together.
Yeah, and maybe it's also a great opportunity to organize hackathons together, so you can meet other people from other like technologists and fashion designers, and then people come together from different places. So I met great people on hackathons.
Okay. I know that you travel a lot in Europe and abroad. What do you think about the fashion tech scene in general?
Yeah, so I got the chance to live in San Francisco for quite a bit, and also Los Angeles. And I mean, Los Angeles is still more the movie and entertainment industry, but a lot of things are also happening in San Francisco. Not that much from a design perspective, but for sure from a tech perspective. There are so many technology startups, as we all know, and but it's also a very creative city. I guess you could compare it probably a little bit to Berlin. It started off being very, very creative, and now there's still a lot of places where you can go, workshops to use all the tools and machines, and that's it's a really nice city to get started as well. That's actually where I got started with all the fashion tech.
So why do you come back in Europe?
Why? I mean, I lived in Hamburg, but it was a nice city, but I always wanted to live in Berlin, and after living in San Francisco for a bit, I decided, okay, now it's time to go to Berlin.
Okay, but about your project, could you tell me a little bit more about what happened in the next year for you and your project?
The next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about probably not only designs, but more installations, which would be nice, so people can actually interact with it. And yeah, I'm getting some ideas together.
Okay, thank you. Isa?
Yeah, for me it's music.
Oh, great.
And I'm planning to do some collaborations with other musicians from Europe.
Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amsterdam and England and yeah. Oh.
Could you explain us a little bit more about this kind of collaboration? How it works?
So yeah, it's about, I'm doing a lot of technical stuff and textile hardware, I call it, but I'm no musician, so I can build up the hardware, but don't work with it. So I need someone to play my clothes.
Okay, but for example, with your clothes, you want to develop a shirt? A connected shirt?
Yeah, it's a wireless connected shirt, or right now I'm working on a reflective jacket, all over reflective jacket with 6 sensors, and then you can connect it to Ableton and yeah, playing some sets live.
Okay, great.
And the next point will be to connect it to another skirt on someone else and activate over the jacket also the light in the skirt.
So it's kind of social media?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the name?
Huh?
What's the name of your shirt or social media? No?
I don't have any name. I'm just working on it and call it reflective sound jacket.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I would like to know, Isa, you are so deeply involved about the process creation. How you sell your product? But I'm sure that it's difficult, no?
Yeah, it's difficult. So I sell my stuff to huge companies like Siemens for performances, and they are not always the look I wish they should have. But so I can finance my free artwork. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Lina, how you do it?
Yeah, so it really helps then focusing on workshops, for example, or now for sure being a teacher, then yeah, teaching 2 or 3 days a week. So I still have enough time working on my own designs, but also just the financial support.
Okay, so if I understand very well, it's difficult to be a full-time fashion tech designer in Berlin. In France, it's the same thing. What's your opinion for creating a good business model for fashion tech designer? How we could do it?
You should move to a city where they're willing to spend a lot of money on fashion tech designs.
Yeah. It could be great. Maybe in Roubaix, it's true. And Isa, what's your point of view about business model in fashion tech for designer?
Yeah, maybe you can also use your knowledge to teach companies and how to do digitalization for the company and find out products for them. And yeah, so there are a lot of opportunities to share your knowledge.
Okay, perfect. And I would like to know that in Berlin, I've got the feeling that fashion designer and fashion tech designer work together, collaborate together for creating a product, for example, with electro couture. How could you explain us how it's happened? It's a myth or it's a reality?
No, it's for sure reality, and I guess it also helps that Berlin isn't a huge city. It's still small, let's say small enough, that there is this fashion tech scene, and after a while you just get to know more and more people, and that's then when it happens, when you start collaborating together.
Okay, is that?
Yeah, I've never worked at electro couture, so for me it was a long way to find out how collaborations can work, and I work a lot by my own.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the other side.
Okay, that's the life. Do you want to stay longer in Berlin, or do you want to change for, I don't know, maybe to discover Paris, London? What's your point of view? Do you want to stay in Berlin forever?
Yes.
Okay. And
but you can stay in Berlin and visit other cities also for a short period. Okay. But I really love Berlin.
And you, Lina?
For now, yes, I enjoy staying in Berlin, but I'm sure at one point I'm also going to move to another city.
Okay, but for my part, I was in Berlin in December, and it's a complete disaster. No, it's very hard. The winter is terrible. You can survive. For my part, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's really hard to survive, and then it's just the best trick is just to go to California for 1 or 2 months in winter.
Yes, exactly. I understand. Okay, it's better. And you, Esther?
Oh, it's no problem. You can stay with friends together and have some nice time in-house.
Okay, thank you very much. It remains 10 minutes. If in the audience you have questions, okay, come on. You stay here, don't move. Colin?
Thank you. I was just curious to know if in Berlin you got some space to recommend us if we want to visit maybe some Fab Lab or a place where designers meet, or there is maybe experiments with textile or material in the city. Do you know some space to recommend?
Yeah, there are a lot of spaces like the Fab Lab and Electro Couture, and also the department at UDK. And do you know some?
I guess not only textile related, but then there's also Beta House in Berlin. So there are different hack spaces or maker spaces. Yeah.
I think for the former years, fashion, especially with fast fashion, Zara, and the mass market, the value was brought through novelty and the fact that you could have trends easily every week. But now we are all thinking about what is the new model next, and there is a huge, there is a world between this mass market, which is really at scale, and the fashion tech, which is so small for now. So how will the two worlds meet, or the first one will die and we'll have a new fashion then, or how will it happen for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. And so I personally, I really hope that fashion tech is never going to be part of the fast fashion industry, because it's going to be awful to try to recycle just our clothes. And I guess fashion tech, they have to be really yeah, nice pieces which you're holding on to for many, many years. So it's also environmental, yeah, sustainable.
Hello. Did you do your studies in Germany? Yes. Because I was wondering, I think that Dutch and German designers are quite in advance compared to us, in the sense that you are more collaborating with engineers or coders, and I was wondering if in Germany it's the same as in the Netherlands, if you are encouraged to work together at the moment when you study.
Yeah, so it still depends on each university. They all work differently, but now it's more and more that a lot of fashion designers want to collaborate, and they always have the freedom to go and look for partners to collaborate with during their studies.
Okay, but I meant, did you experience that during your studies?
During our studies. No, unfortunately not. So I was studying, and then it was, yeah, during the end of my studies, then I got in touch with e-textiles, and then I just learned it all on my own, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, we had this collaboration with the Fraunhofer Institute. I don't know if you know it. Yeah. And yeah, my art school, Kunsthochschule Berlin-Weißensee, is working together with them for a long period now. I think since 2010. Yeah, and it's growing and growing. Yeah.
Nice. I hope maybe in the future we'll have some collaborations throughout Europe. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? No? It's so that we can applaud our guest. Thank you very much.